Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm ESL teacher Lisa. In today's video, we're going to discuss phonics or pronunciation. I'm going to show you one of the best ways, in my opinion, to approach phonics. But why should we still be working on phonics or pronunciation at an intermediate level? There's two main reasons. The first reason is for accent reduction. So if you feel your accent is too strong, remember, the problem is not just an accent. The problem is when the accent is too strong. When it's not close enough to native, then you need to work on reducing that accent. It's not about eliminating it at all, because remember, you can have an accent and still be understood, but you need to get your pronunciation as close to native as possible. And I'm going to show you a good approach to do that. The second reason why you should focus on phonics and pronunciation at an intermediate level is because you still need to find the sounds that are giving you trouble, sounds that you find difficult to produce. I'm going to share with you in a moment a great way to find the sounds that you as an individual are still having difficulty with. I want to remind you of a couple things before we get started with our phonics work. Please remember that every letter in English has a sound and a name. So this letter is D. The name is D, but the sound is D, 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 like in dog. And this letter is W. The name is W, but the sound is W, 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 like in wood. So it's important to remember that. So letters in English have individual sounds, but we have what we call in English sound clusters. Sound clusters are a common combination of letters that appear together often. So we have the TH, and that produces a sound, and we have an IGH, and that produces its own sound. So it's important to go through the common individual sounds, but also don't forget about sound clusters, where letters appear together. What's difficult with the TH sound cluster, for example, is this sound does not exist in many languages of the world. And so it's a very common sound that gives students trouble, and it's more difficult to produce. So let me show you now a great tool that you can use to find sounds that still give you trouble, work on the common sound clusters, individual sounds, and also helping you to reduce your accent. So a great tool that I like to use is this ESL Phonics packet. It's 140 pages. You can download this. There is, I think it's about a $2 cost. This was created for me, so it is copyrighted, so I can't give it to you for free, but it's 140 pages. So I'm going to share screen and show you how to use this packet. So if it's something you want to work on, I'll leave the link for you. So let's go through some example pages. I'm not going to go through all 140 pages, but I'm just going to pick out some of the sound clusters and we'll work on them together. Let me give you two examples of sound clusters and then I'll jump into the actual PDF. So here we have a double E. And so this is pronounced with a little bit of a longer sound. So I'm going to say each word. So you would say each word and you would have a native or someone that knows how to pronounce it correctly correct you. So between, 14, engineer, degree, agree, coffee. You notice the long sound between, 14, engineer, degree, agree, coffee. So the double E has a little bit of a longer sound. Let's look at the next example. We have the IGH, which is another sound cluster very common in English. So how do we say these words? Might, slight, tight, delight, twilight, highlight, height. Okay, so let's find some other sound clusters and let's go over to the actual PDF now. So again, I won't do every single page, but I'll try to take you through some of the common ones found there. So here we are at the PDF. So just know we do have the individual sounds included in this packet, but also sound clusters. So we're just going to focus more on the sound clusters. So for example, we have the individual sound P, and you would go through each one. Pig, pink, palm, parrot, pancake. If you can say it quickly and smoothly, that means the sound doesn't give you any trouble. Move on to the next page. But if you struggle or you stumble, then that's a sound you need to take note of and practice that until it's smooth, where you're not making any mistakes and you can just see the word and say the word. That's the goal. See the word, say the word. Okay, let's find some other sound clusters in this packet. Okay, here we have the NG, which is always at the end of words. It's interesting, there are some languages that have the NG in them. For example, I'm here in the Philippines and the Ilocano language has NG, but at the beginning or the middle of the word. But in English, we only have it at the end. So it's actually difficult to produce this NG in other languages. But in English, it only appears at the end. So let's say our words. King, sing, ring. Okay, let's look at another sound cluster. We have the I and the C. Traffic, clinic, electric, athletic, exotic. Remember, we want you to see the word and say the word. If you have no trouble at all, then you move on to the next sound. Okay, let's find another one. We have the T, the C, and the H together. So kitchen, match, catch, watch. Welcome to my kitchen. We have the D, G, and E together. Fudge, edge, wedge, smudge. Let's keep going. We have the sound cluster A, G, E together. So it's luggage, cottage, cabbage, image, package. We have the A and the I together. Rain, snail, email, main, braid, afraid. The E and the I together. Receipt, ceiling fan, receive. Next, the IGH together. High, light, sight, bright, flight, night. So hopefully you're getting the idea. As I mentioned, it is 140 pages, so we're taking you through all the common sound clusters, not just the individual sounds, but the combination of letters that we find in the English language. So my recommendation is go through all 140 pages and see if you can see the word and say the word. And again, if you have no problem, move on to the next sound. Anything that's difficult and you're finding that you can't produce a sound, you're stumbling, oh, it's hard, you have to keep rereading, going back, note that word, fix that sound. And that's how you get your sounds closer to native. You can reduce the accent. You can sound more like a native speaker. And your speech will be clearer and you'll be able to be understood a lot better. See you in the next video.